Building a prediction model using a scatter graph in Excel in less than 5 minutes. That's the topic for this particular demonstration, right? So here we do have a data set of high temperature and bottled water cases. So in other words, we've got the independent variable and dependent variable. So which means we are trying to use the high temperature as a predictor for the bottled water. How do we go about doing this? We can actually use a scatter graph, and all we have to do is select the data set that we have, and then we can go ahead and insert a chart. And in this case, it's scatter graph that we want, so therefore we select that. And we can do a little bit of cleanup here, so that as we can see that the number of cases are beginning no lower than 20. So we can make 20 the minimum. So double click on that, and so that we can change the minimum from 0 to 20. Then that way the scatter graph is a little more presentable. Right, so by just having a visual inspection of this particular chart, we are able to see that the data points form some kind of a pattern. They kind of assemble from left to right at an increasing pace. And then now in Excel, what we can do is we can insert the trend line, which is the equivalent of the line of best fit for these data points, right? So while we're there, we can also go ahead and select some more options so that we can derive the equation of that line of best fit, right? It's actually generated for us by Excel, and then we may also want to display the R square, which is basically telling us the fitness of the model, right? So we can drag it out of the way there so that we can visually see all the numbers, right? So here we have useful information that tells about the linear equation, right? So we've been given the linear equation that we can actually use to do some prediction. And then we also here have the R square, which is really telling us the model fitness, that the high temperature, right, or the temperature can explain up to 87% of the variation in the number of cases that are actually sold of bottled water, right? So, and again, it comes as no surprise because you can actually see how these data points we're kind of assembling around the line of best fit there. Now that we have this information, we can actually begin to do our prediction, right? So in this case, we want to predict if we're given any temperature here, can we predict how many number of cases of bottled water we'll be able to sell? Okay, so what we're trying to predict here is our Y, right? Okay, let's see here, and okay, so we can enter the equal sign, open parenthesis, and we're actually using this linear equation. So we know that our slope is 0.6732, right? Our slope is also our coefficient. Multiplied by, now we have to figure out which temperature we want to predict the number of cases. So in this case, we can look for any temperature that's not included on this particular range. And in this case, 95 is not included. So I can use 95, then closing parenthesis, minus 30, which is our constant or our intercept, 30.697. Press enter. So here it's actually telling us that we'll be able to sell 33 cases at 95 temperature. Right, so then now we can actually, try other temperatures, right? So here we try something that was higher than 92, right? Because it was not included in here. What about if we use a 75? So all we have to do, we can just substitute a 75 for that 95. We do that, it's telling us that we'll be able to sell about 20. So if we're going to, let's see, no decimal places, right? So for when the temperature is 75, we should be able to sell about 20 cases. What about if it's even lower than that, right? And let's say it's 65. It's getting cooler, we'll only be able to sell 13 cases of bottled water. So you can see how you can use the scatter graph as a prediction model in a very simplified and quick way. And of course, at least you want to be confident that the model makes good sense, and of course at 95 confidence level, and you have actually been able to see that it explains 87% of the variation in the bottled water cases, right? And so therefore we can make some prediction at 95 confidence level, and we're actually able to, as long as we're given any of the temperatures here, we are actually able to use this as a prediction model. As of that, that's all I have for you. I hope you found this useful and that you'll be able to use it and make yourself more comfortable in how you can use a scatter graph as a prediction model. That's all I have for you. Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video, share the video, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.